Hello everyone, and welcome to the UK Minifigure Collectors YouTube channel, the only channel to focus primarily on minifigures. Now today I've got an awesome minifigure line to show you. They're called Cosmic Cowboys and they were released in 1986. They were distributed by a company called Spearhead Industries, but they were actually made by a company called Acamas Toys. Now it is worth noting that originally these were meant as a Masters of the Universe knockoff, so they were in a 5.5-inch figure, but then they scaled them down to like a 2.5-inch figure, which actually fits into the minifigure size. Sadly, I don't actually have a carded version, but I did manage to find this picture online. Now the actual card art on these is actually quite good. I love the way it looks like it's straight out of a comic book. It really does sort of stand out here. Now on the back, the artwork is absolutely outstanding. I love this type of artwork. But let's have a closer look because there's quite a lot of information on the back. Now again, that artwork at the top of the box is absolutely amazing. You can really see how it was meant to rival Masters of the Universe. And then it actually shows you the actual characters. So you've got 6 characters, 2 villains and 4 heroes. Moving down to the bottom half of the card, you can see the actual synopsis for each character. It's quite good information if you actually want to build your own little universe. So moving on, let's take an actual look at the minifigures. The first one is Star Marshal Colt Laser, the leader of the heroes. He's the actual marshal, so they did a sheriff as such. But it's a good detail on this. You know, he's a dead ringer actually for General Custer from Night at the Museum 3. But I'm looking at this suit and the detail that's on it reminds me of the still suit from Dune, so it wouldn't surprise me if they got inspiration from that movie. It's just a shame the paintwork's so heavy on them. It really does sort of dull out the actual details. Yep, dead ringer for General Custer. I love these holsters on the side. And talking of weapons, they actually did come with one single weapon each, but sadly most of them get lost. I've never seen a weapon up for sale anywhere, and it's kind of sad because I'd love to complete these. You know, they are most people's grails actually. Doing a quick size comparison, they're about an inch and a half bigger than the actual real Ghostbusters ghost here. And again, about an inch and a half bigger than an actual muscle figure. They are in the bracket of minifigures, but right at the top end. So I'll just pop him down there. And next up is Buck Meteor. Now this one is actually a bounty hunter, if I remember right. I love the Bowie knife on the front of his belt. But you can see that the thick paint has just ruined the detail here. I'd kind of be interested to get one and just peel this paintwork off. If I just move him into the camera a little bit closer, all this sort of yellow lining across his jacket is actually part of the detail. You can see that Bowie knife on his sort of right hand sort of side. I do like the colouring, but like I say, the paintwork is just a little bit too hard or too thick. Really cool figure. So next up, Sergeant Alpha Cody, my least favourite of the actual figures. I mean, I love the size of the figure. It's got a nice bulk to it. It actually does look a lot more muscly than, say, Colt Laser, for instance. But it's just lost something. The paintwork is kind of very poor on this one. Again, very thick sort of coating. But even the face, it just doesn't look right. I don't like the stance at all. These sort of open leg stances, like one foot in front of the other. I mean, it just causes problems when you want to stand the figure up, and I think that's probably why I don't like him that much. But you can see the unpainted strap there that looks like it was going to be a glove or something. I'll just pop him down. So next up is Chief Iron Lance. Now, I believe he was an expert tracker. So a very basic sort of Indian sort of sculpt here. Not much detail on this one really. It's more sort of padded out with armour, I suppose. And a few straps around his legs and things. Yeah, you can see the sort of wall paint under his eyes there. Sadly, mine's a little bit bashed up. There's some quite good sort of accessories to him though, the little pouch on the side, and Spearhead Industries, so they're actually marked by the actual distributor. I'll just pop him down. And next up is Jake Sidewinder. He's the second in command of the villains. You can tell he's a villain because of the dark colouring on this one. But I really do like this sculpt. I love the little sort of feather in the hat. I think that's really cool. And again, they've worked quite hard on the actual detail. You can see it sort of coming through on the paintwork here. Even the tassels from his glove on the right hand side. Let's see if we get a bit of detail. Even the notches on his belt. I'm assuming they're bullets actually. Cool little pouch on the leg. Can't see any markings on this one. Can't see it on that one. Let's pop them down. And last up is Two Gun Iron Jaw Black Star. He's a really cool sort of cyborg. He's the leader of the villains here. But it's that skeleton sort of cyborg look. It's really cool. It's probably the most desirable piece in the actual set. Most people tend to want this figure over the others. You know, I like the whole line. I think they're actually a really nice line. Really cool. I love that skull on the hat as well. But this was my last figure. I actually got this as an upgrade for mine because the actual like the rim of the hat had actually been chewed off. And then I found this one quite cheap recently, so I thought, why not? It's just going out of contrast there. But lovely colouring on this, the black and the yellow. Really do like that one. So let's get on with the show reel. Myself, I love this line. I think the Cosmic Cowboys was like the beginning of something, and I'd like to think that that's what led on to Brave Star. You've got to think Brave Star came out in 1987, so it was a year later. But all the foundations there, your Western, your space adventure, your cyborgs, your flying horses, you know, when you look at the actual read up on the back of the actual card, it starts to actually make sense that this is where they could have got the inspiration. And I say could because obviously it's just a theory of mine. One thing worth mentioning, if you're looking to collect these Cosmic Cowboys, demand has never been higher. You've got a lot of collectors out there, whether they be vintage figure collectors or whether they be bootleg collectors. These fit the bill for both, and currently the prices are actually rising on them. I'm quite sure recently Nima Studios actually acquired the license for these and relaunched them as a 4.5-inch figure line, and that shows the demand on these figures. And with that, I'd like to say thank you very much for watching the video. If you liked it, don't forget to leave a like, and I hope to catch you all again next time.